How's it digging, my shovels? This is Spade here, bringing you guys another Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. And today I got a rarely used match for you guys against someone by the name of Petro, Hot Eyes, some random numbers at the end. And indeed, got a rarely used match here and decided to try out a couple new things because, as you may know, Cresselia and Durant have been made RU once again. They have been dropped down from the BL, at least for the time being. The last time I was on Showdown, you were able to use them there, so I guess they still are RU, but not really sure. There's some testing going on at the moment, so if you do happen to know better, leave a comment below. And let's argue at least about the Cresselia in the comments, because that's gonna cause some issues for people, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, besides those two, I decided to solve some new guys, and I got Buffalont and Drodigon, which I don't think I have ever used before. And then I also decided to throw Lantern in there, because Lantern is always a cool kid. And then I have a Trick Scarfing Drifblim, which I actually decided to lead off with this match, because I was kind of thinking he may want to lead with the Sandslash to just set up his hazards and just go from there. And then I could just trick him. But it turns out he leads with the Slowking, so definitely a nice thing to trick also. I guess I could have gone for the Shadow Ball, but he has the Regenerator and really high special defense, so it wouldn't even have scratched the surface. So whatever the case is, just gonna go for the trick, cripple the Slowking as he kind of cripples me. So I end up making him faster, he makes me slower with the T-Wave. But anyways, now he's locked into the T-Wave, which is nice, so I'm just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, just hoping to get some residual damage on something, but it turns out he goes into his Moltres, a really good play, and I'm just gonna switch out into my Lantern. Don't wanna take any Paraflinch shenanigans with the Air Slash if he wants to go for that, but it does turn out he goes straight for the Fire Blast, which actually does a lot to my Lantern, so I'm kind of thinking he is choice specs, but whatever, just gonna go for the Volt Switch here, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to go into his Sandslash, because I just as well could have gone for the Scald, and that would have hurt him a lot. So I do end up getting the Switch Initiative, and against the Slowking, I'm just gonna go into my Drodigon just to set up my Stealth Rocks right here, as he switches into his Sandslash, because, you know, a physical wall as well. And yeah, this is, by the way, indeed a physically defensive Drodigon, but whatever, we're just gonna create some statuses right here. He goes for Toxic, I go for the Glare, which, by the way, that move really should be like a signature move of Drodigon, because the Glare animation just looks like the face of Drodigon, but whatever, just Rampling again. I'm gonna drag him out as he goes for the Stealth Rocks, but at least I can force him to not go for the Rapid Spin, at least not yet. And I may be able to drag out something good with the Dragon Tail, but in comes the Hitmonlee, I can definitely take him on, because physically defensive, like I said, and he's gonna go for the Double Edge, I guess, just not wanting to possibly miss the high jump kick, I'm not really sure. But I'm just gonna go for the Glare again, just hoping to cripple this thing. It may be his Choice Scarf, in which case that would be definitely nice. But he already took enough Double Edge, Recoil, and Recoil, or just damage in general from the Rough Skin, so I was like, let's just go for the Dragon Claw instead of Dragon Tail, because it looks like he may be able to take me out with the Double Edge. So I actually do end up taking him out with the Dragon Claw, which is definitely nice. Hitmonlee just has really piss poor defense, so I do end up taking him out. But now he's just gonna be able to revenge kill me with his Rotom Cut, which I'm kind of thinking maybe Choice Scarf, because I don't see any leftovers or anything, or Life Orb or anything else. But anyways, I'm just gonna go into my Buffalont and set up a free sub, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to stay in with the Rotom Cut that has -2, and also I was kind of thinking he may be Choice Scarf, because we didn't see an item earlier. So anyways, yeah, gonna get the free sub as he switches into his Sandslash, and now I can just start whittling him down with the head charges, and it does look like it's gonna be like a 3-hit KO. And maybe if lucky, I may be able to get some power hacks going on. I did decide to speed this part up, because it kind of just stalls me just trying to head charge this thing to oblivion. But no luck yet, because he's going to be able to EQ to break my sub and then get off the Rapid Spin to get rid of those Stealth Rocks. But since I do have still enough HP to make at least a couple subs, I decided to go for go for the subs and fish for the Parahax, a dick move, I do know. But yeah, here I do score the Parahax that I was really hoping for. And then on the following turn, I'm just going to be able to go for the head charge to take him out. And I actually end up also getting a critical hit just to spite him to kind of rub it in his face. But let me just tell you at this point, Karma's a bitch. That is all. Keep that in mind. But anyways, now he's gonna go into his Moltres, and unfortunately I do not carry the Stone Edge or the Rock Slides or whatever rock type move Buffalon does get. I do have the Mega Horn, so the next best thing I can do is go for the Head Charge, which does a lot, like about 70%, but still not enough, so the Moltres is just gonna be able to take me out on the next turn. And because I'm still thinking he's specs, judging by the damage, I don't really want to switch anything in, even my Lantern, so I'm just gonna sack my Buffalon. It was so low on HP anyways that it wouldn't have been able to switch into rocks, I'm pretty sure. And it's so slow that, yeah, the best thing I could have done is just sack it, so that's what I decided to do. So now I can go safely into my Lantern again and just go for the Volt Switch and get the Switch initiative against this Rotom Cuts, although this is a pretty scary situation because I'm still kind of assuming that he may be Choice Scarfed because, you know, we haven't seen the item yet. And he may be just able to cripple my Cresselia right here, but it does turn out that first off I'm faster than the Rotom as I go for the T-Wave, and then he pulls the Rain Dance out of his bag, so I'm like, what in the world is going on? He doesn't even have anything like Omastar to abuse it with the Swift Swim, although he does have the Crawdaunt with the powerful Waterfall, so I guess that's what he has going on with the Rain Dance, and I guess it also gets rid of the fire weakness of the Rotom Cut, so that's kind of nice too. But I decided to go for the Calm Mind, pretty much the best thing I could have done. I guess I could have gone into my Lantern, but then I couldn't have done anything in return, so I just decided to not to do that. And yeah, but now in comes the Crawdaunt, and if he sets up a sub, then I'm definitely screwed, but at least he doesn't on the first turn. But it does turn out that he has the Lumberry, so still pretty scary, but I just need to make sure that he doesn't get it up to +2. Because I did do some calculations right here, and my Durant is still gonna be faster than +1 Crawdaunt, because Crawdaunt is kind of slow to begin with. So even with Jolly Nature, my Durant can still outspeed him, so I can just go into my Durant, go for the X-Scissor and revenge kill him, except this is the part where Karma's a bitch. And I end up missing, and that's just gonna be game over. There's nothing I can do at this point. And it turns out that he does have Substitute, which he definitely could have used earlier against my Cresselia, but I guess he was kind of paranoid about HP fighting or something, I don't know. But yeah, at this point there was just absolutely nothing that I could have done because I really needed that X-Scissor to hit. But lesson of the day, if you don't want to hustle, use Swarm, or better yet, Truant, because Durant gets that from Dreamworld. Truant Durant. That's, yeah, I don't know if Game Freak thought that was just kind of funny or something. But anyways, yeah, it turns out that Karma is indeed a bitch, and that was the worst scenario that could have happened, but it did happen. And that's the thing with Durant, it's kind of unreliable. It really needs that home clause boost in order to do some efficient work. But as a question of the day, what are your thoughts on Cresselia and Durant in RU? Once again, they don't really get to do that much, but in this match at least. But I've had some other matches with these two also, and gotta say, at least Cresselia in general, people always bitch about Cresselia because it's just so freaking bulky and it's gonna just promote stall in the RU tier. But you know, definitely things like Crawdaunt, which you were able to see in this match, definitely can deal with Cresselia just fine. And the thing is, Cresselia is just always kind of a sitting duck. It never does anything. It needs like +6 with Calm Minds if it wants to do any kind of sweeping, and you can usually just set up on it. And Durant is kind of an interesting poke because it was banned, you know, obviously during the time when there was a bunch of other broken stuff in the rarely used tier Also, and back in the days, it didn't even have superpower, which was kind of the main issue, because steel types could still easily wall it back in the days. But now it has actually access to superpower, so it no longer has that problem. So now steel types like Aggron and Kling Klang, for example, that used to take on Durant just fine, resisting like all of its main moves, can no longer take it on because of superpower, which again may just make it more broken in the RU tier. But then again, the RU tier has shifted up a lot since back in the days when, you know, Durant was still RU in the first place. But, you know, a lot of things that were broken were also moved to higher tiers, so there is that. But now Durant is better than it was back then, so now that bunch of other broken stuff is gone, so now that we have Durant, that just may be the main issue with Durant in the RU tier. Although the issue with Durant in the first place is that you know, it kind of does need the boost from the home close in order to perform effectively, and also it's like super frail. You can easily, it has really issues to switching into any kind of attacks. It can take physical hits better than special, but still it has really low HP, so even physical hits that are neutral are going to hurt it a lot, especially with the hazards in the field. So that's kind of the main issue with Durant, and to be honest, like, the thing is, I haven't really seen too many Durants, because I don't even know how many people know about Cresselia and Durant being retested in the RU tier. Everybody knows that Black Curum is OU, but nobody knows that these things are now RU. And well, RU is pretty much the least played tier in 5th gen anyway, so in my opinion, they need kind of just more testing, but the few matches I've had, to be honest, they don't really seem too broken in the RU tiers, so in my opinion, they seem just fine, but definitely more testing would be nice, because people apparently, like I just said, don't seem to know about Cresselia and Durant being in the RU tier again. But anyways, I think that's gonna be all for today. And again, like I was rambling at the beginning, if you do know about the Durant Cresselia testing, what's the current status on it, do please leave a comment below. And let's have a fun, nice discussion and bitching about Cresselia in the comment sections, shall we? But anyways, yeah, that will be all. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace.